G'day guys, what's cracking? To Aussie here again. So I'm at Circular Quay, and yes, that's the light rail next to me. Now there's been a few joints down here I've reviewed in the past, and I want to show you this one that's actually closed down. There's two of them actually in this area. I've reviewed both of these. So it looks like old Aussie goodies is gone. We did a little review about that way back. Now let's go a bit further back up. I'll show you the other one. Very sad times. Both of these places were run by Greeks as far as I know. It was pretty decent food, fish and chips, and it's very sad to see them gone. But you can't keep getting screwed over and last forever, and I'm sure these places have been around for quite a while. So let's head up here and check out the other one.
It's number 105 towards the Oceana.
That definitely looks like it's gone, doesn't it? Very sad times. Makes me very sad doing reviews on them and trying to help them out, and then they just go bust. But you expect that in these troubled times. So, not making excuses for it, but I did come down here today to do something else, and when I was there earlier, there was a big lineup and I wasn't prepared to wait. So let's go back and see if we can have another go at that. But having said that, let me say this. Some places are gone, but this is a new joint. We just went there not long ago and did the old Philo spaghetti from Burger Point. Let's go back and see what's doing over there now. I want to check out Kostas. They got this huge chicken burger. Let's go and check it out. Come with. Well folks, we got the goods from Kostas. Look at that sucker. It's burning the hell out of my hand. Let's go and find somewhere to have a little mangiati. See how it is. Alright, here it is. The old Kostas chicken burger. Comes with its own nappy. You'll love to see it. So 17 bucks for this guy. Can't lie folks, it's a bloody decent size. Look at that. Humongous. Piping hot too, straight out of the fryer. Almost as big as me bloody head. Now folks, what I want to do first is we'll have a quick squiz inside. It's got something called VIP sauce, cheese, humongous chicken patty, lettuce, looks like a bit more sauce of course underneath. What I want to do is try a bit of this chicken on its own. It looks fantastic. I think I mostly got breading then. Crunch factor is definitely there. And there actually was a nice chunk of chicken in there. Tastes like chicken thigh, but don't quote me on that. So, you know what? I'm going to get stuck into the other end now. Let's eat all the chicken off it first. Going in. Can't wait to wrap me laughing gear around this one. Well, actually we already did, didn't we? Uh-oh. And I didn't get any serviettes. Actually, let's try a husky hit of this VIP sauce, of course. Bit of lettuce. A little bit tangy. I like it. It's bloody dripping everywhere. Ooh. That's different too, like the last lot of chicken I had was different. This is different in another way. Nothing like any of that KFC stuff and whatnot. Even different to Hungry Jack's fried chicken. Totally on point and piping hot. Now I was going to go to Kostas earlier, but there was such a bloody lineup, it was unbelievable. So that's why I went to Old Burger Point first, because they weren't too busy. As you can see just then, not so busy now, but it's a bit later in the day. Probably near closing time for them. Anyway, haven't had a husky hit of the lot yet, so let's do it. I reckon that's chicken thigh. So moist, so juicy, so tender and succulent. And I still can't get to the burger, there's that much chicken on it. Oh my Buddha. Yeah, I love to taste it. I'm not sure if I mentioned it yet, just before I do get to the burger itself. 17 bucks for this guy. You know what? For a piece of chicken that size, I don't have really too much complaints about that. I reckon it's pretty good and well worth a try if you're down this way. They also had a fish burger. Probably doesn't stick out like that one, but this one really is sticky outy, isn't it? I'd go with the chicken. It's totally on point. I am totally loving this, and I haven't even got to the burger part yet. I'm only eating the chicken. So that's a phantasmagorical burger. I got to go in again. Looks a bit like a Big Mac sauce, and actually, having said that, let me say this, it does have that sort of vibe about it. Not quite like a Big Mac itself, but along those lines. So if you like it a little bit tangy, not spicy, it's definitely not spicy, but he did ask me, did I want chili on it, and it would have cost $1 more. I'm quite a happy little chappy with that one. It hits in a good way. Now earlier I showed you a couple of those joints over here in Circular Quay near the wharfs that are closed down. Fish and chip shops run by Greeks, something you don't see very often. The old Greeks still at it, but what I didn't think was Kostas, Greek, and also they've been there about 4 months, they said, so that precinct I think has been there for 4 months. It's between Pitt and George Street. There's a walkway through, just back from Circular Quay, not far back, just up the street, about 100 meters up from where all the main shops are, guys. So what I'm thinking too is, I know that I said that's a bit like a Big Mac type of vibe, but it's probably more that tzatziki type taste. So nice and tangy if you like that sort of thing. Got the old cheese in it. So guys, for value, 17 bucks these days, I reckon that's not too bad. I'm going to give it a 4.25 stars out of 5, especially considering how big that piece of chicken was. And there's still bloody heaps left, about as much as you'd have on a burger, and I've eaten half of it. And that's on a big burger. So for taste, it does hit different, and in a good way. I'm going to give it again a 4.25 stars out of 5 for taste. Chicken tastes good on its own. That VIP sauce, of course, tastes brilliant. It's a bloody winner. So if you're down in Circular Quay, or if you're from the overseas and you're visiting Oz and you end up down here, which you probably will, give old Kostas a crack and try that chicken one. You won't be disappointed. It does hit in a good way. So folks, that's me signing off from Circular Quay. It's been a brilliant day. Food's been amazing at both places, both in the same area if you want to try them. Well worth a crack. So guys, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And remember, you can never be too Aussie. Hooroo. Stay fresh. Get one of them in your gob. You won't be disappointed.